Okay, Mike with Chassis Parts Online, back with you. Does it look a little different? Okay. I made a mistake earlier, and it was way back in the beginning. And I'm wondering if you guys caught it. I mean, I caught part of the mistake, but I didn't realize how it was going to affect my stuff. Okay? That hole right there, I thought was the same as that hole, which is on the axle center line. Starting to get some sun. Gonna have some sun for a few hours anyway. So when I was cross measuring, I was getting way off. Well, that's why I was way off, okay? But it was pretty close because the frame is way over to the driver's side. I mean, it's when I cross measured, you see how I've got straps on it now. I was pulling it the opposite way earlier, right? Okay, pulling it over. Now I only had to pull it a little bit to get it to where those holes were square, but they weren't square, okay? So I pulled measurements off the very back there, up to here, and found some holes. There's holes that were already here. I just ringed these holes out to 1/2 inch. I put a same size bolt in both sides, and as you can see, the flat part is pointed the same way on both sides. Now, so I measured from those to what you would do was be to a known point, which would be that corner of the cab mount. Now, these are straight up and down because I got them clamped down here. These are not welded. I only got tacked in one spot here, one spot here. So these are flat, straight up and down. And the measurement is like way off. I mean, it's like, let me grab the tape here. All right, so from back there to right, the corner of that is about 58 5/8. And that's only because I got the strap already on here pulling it just a little bit, right? And this side, this morning or a while ago, was at 58 1/8. It's almost 58 1/4 now. This is kind of in the way. The frame right here is kind of in the way for the measurement, but I can stand right over it and look down on it and get it pretty close. 58 1/4 if you measure it with the tape on the inside. Let me do it back on this side. Tape on the inside. Okay. Yep. 58 and about 5/8. It depends on where you hold the camera, but looking down on it, it's 58 5/8. Okay, so 58 1/8 versus 58 5/8. That's 4/8, which is which is a 1/2 inch. Anyways, so that's a 1/2 inch difference. Okay, and that means it's a 1/4 inch out of square. Okay, as we talked about earlier, the amount you go by the half the amount. So, but this frame is so flimsy. As I pull this over, it's moving quite a bit. I'm going to go 2 clicks and stop and measure again. All right, I got 58 and almost 3/8 measuring that way. And I've got 58 and 3/8 measuring that way. It's a hair. It's not even a hair. It's almost exactly dead on. Okay, so now I need to put a weld on these corners here. Okay. The guy that owns this was wondering if he should bring the crossmember. I think he said it was all bent up. So no, the crossmember wouldn't have done any good on here. That's bent right there anyway. So I think maybe if I was him, I'd just make a new crossmember for it. leave that welded in until you get the new cross member. Okay, so now let me take this off. I bet that son bitch moved. Man, it sure looked like it moved. May have had to go past, might need, oh yeah, it went back to 58.5. On that side, and 58.25 on this side. So it went, I should have went past. So now I got to cut that and redo it. And I'll get right back with you as soon as I do that. Okay, that did it. I went a couple of notches past where the measurement from here over was 58 and a little over an 8, and the measurement from there that way was about 58 and 3/8. And then I tacked it there. Then when I released it, this thing moved. But look how much this thing's moving. This frame is very flimsy. Okay, so knowing this frame is that flimsy, I just need a box. I just need to make some frame boxes to go in here, and I need to make them as big as possible to stiffen that frame up. I mean, the frame is pretty big from here back. See how big that frame is? It's 5 inches there, and probably gets over 6 back here. This frame is only 1/8 inch thick, but that's about the same as this 66 chassis over here. It's an 1/8 inch thick, but the C channel formed the way it's formed makes it strong. So if I put some good frame boxes in here, this thing will be stiff enough, especially with that cross member bolting it in. He gets a cross member across here, big wide cross member across here. That would be good. And then he's going to have the bumper across here too, plus the core support bolted down, cab bolted down. This thing won't be going anywhere. So yeah, the holes were way off here. So what I got to do now is I've got to drill a hole here so that it matches that hole right there, so I can use those. I don't actually need that hole, but it'd be nice to have a hole right on the center line. Do need this hole, and then I've got to get. In fact, I've got one right here. This is my the top plate for my upper control arm mount. Okay, it basically sits with that notch right on the center line like that. Okay, how far it goes in this way, I'll have to figure that out. But for sure, I can't go around the front because these mounts are designed to go. This piece here is designed to go like that on there. We could probably do it back here on this one, but I don't know how far we are this way. I can mock it up on that one over there and see. Probably what I'll do is I'll clean these up and put these on here and tack it, because this won't be used on this truck, but it'll be used on something else. But at least I'll know where my measurements are. Then I'll know whether I can use this. I'll probably be able to take the top part of this off and box this in, and then have to go down. I'll have to brace it down the backside probably somehow, or I'll have to bolt it down really well with probably 4 bolts across there. So, but the next step realistically is making templates for the frame boxes. But I've got to make sure of what holes I can use and what holes I can't use. Okay, so if that's lined up right on the body mount like that, that means this hole actually cannot be used, okay, because it's too close to the edge. Okay, that means I can use this back hole though. That's just inside of it a little bit. I can use that hole. I could drill a hole in the center there, and I could move another hole back here and then make another one on the other side. What I would have to do on the production version is I would have to make a thin template for the customer to sit on here and mark and drill their own holes, which ain't no big deal, because if they got a template, that lines up with holes and lines up with a frame edge, outside or inside, then all you know where to punch and drill your hole. That'd be easy. Okay. So I'm gonna figure out where to put another hole here. I'm gonna get rid of that mark, make a new mark back here, inside. So that'll be 3 bolts inside of a mount like this. That'll be like one in the middle and one on each end. That'd be pretty good. So let me do that. Once I get this hole, I can make the frame boxes, and then before I make the upper arm mounts. But frame box is going to be more important. And the other thing is, with this frame going at an angle, I don't think I'm going to be able to do crush sleeves on the inside. I'll have to put a plate on the inside of this frame, on the inside here and the inside against here, and set it in there and bolt it in from both sides. Looks like what I'm going to have to do. But looks like it's template making time. We'll go from there. And we're already at another 11 minutes on content here. So I'm going to end this video and upload it so you guys can see. Peace.